yes, there are some business practices that can be brought in to county government, to state government, and federal government. But bottom line, government is to serve the people. I think I've served you well. I work hard. I'm your full-time judge. I don't have any other jobs. I don't have any other outside interest. I don't have any conflict of interest. I simply serve as your county judge 24/7, 365 days out of the year. I could address a lot of issues that my opponent just mentioned in his opening statement, some of which I would take issue with, but there will be a time later, hopefully in the debate, for me to do that. My time here is simply to make an opening statement of how blessed I am to be here, how thankful I am to you that you are interested in this process, that you are interested in the greatest country in the world, that you're interested in the freedom of an election process. And I want to thank those veterans who have fought and sacrificed and shed blood so that we can be free in America and that we can have these elections and choose those who govern us. I want to thank those who are now serving in the armed service for protecting the freedoms of this country and fighting across the wave for the freedoms of others. God bless you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, gentlemen. I will pose my first question to the challenger, Mr. Bill Haynie. As I reminded both of you before we started, 2 questions for the original person that it's posed to. 2 minutes for the original candidate it's posed to, a 2-minute response, and then a 30-second rebuttal by the original candidate that it was disposed to. And then I will alternate questions so that each of you receive 5 questions.
Yes.
Mr. Haynie, are you ready?
Yes.
First question, Mr. Haynie, is regarding transparency in government. Mr. Haynie, you've publicly stated that transparency in our county's government is something you'd like to see improve. You've publicly stated that citizens of White County have lost trust in their government. Please elaborate on what lack of transparency exists and what you will do to improve it.
The lack of, this is still on, yeah. The lack of transparency that I see that exists are the people, the residents of White County, the taxpayers of White County, not getting answers the way their tax dollars are spent. There's no online system to show the people the agendas of the quorum court, the expenditures, the ordinance that are coming up. I just want everything to be the same price for everybody. I want everybody to see that that's on the internet or website, and just fair and equal to all. I mean, it's really simple. Transparency is transparency. It's seeing what's out there, seeing the truth. No, I'm not saying there's any cover-ups, but I'm just saying be open about everything. Don't charge one person for something and not charge the other, or charge them a different price or whatever. I want everything straight across the board, same price for everybody.
Okay, Judge Lincoln.
We operate a transparency government. Everybody knows that we meet on the 3rd Tuesday, quorum court. It is a meeting where it's open to the public. Copies of any ordinance is available in the county clerk's office. Copy of the county budget is available in the county clerk's office. We have a line item for every expenditure that is spent. You have a line item for county road. You have a line item for the sheriff's department, and all of those go through the budget process. There's not one penny that can be spent that the JPs, the justices of the peace, do not approve in the quorum court through an appropriation process. This process begins with the elected officials submitting their budgets, and then it goes to the budget committee for approval, then it's passed on to the full court for their approval. No money can be spent unless it's appropriated by the justices of the peace. After that appropriation takes place, it is the duty of every elected official to manage their own budget with the oversight in the county judge's office. The sheriff is responsible for his budget. The county clerk is responsible for her budget. Collector is responsible for her budget, and so on down the line. But no elected official can spend any money unless the justices of the peace appropriate. Now, that's per Amendment 55 of the Constitution of the State of Arkansas. Amendment 55 was voted on by the people. Amendments have to be approved by the majority of the people in the state of Arkansas. And Amendment 55 outlines the process of county government from quorum court to the responsibilities of county judge and on down the line. Transparency has always been in county government. Anytime any citizen wants any information, they can simply go to the county clerk's office and ask to see a copy of that transaction.
Thank you. 30-second rebuttal. Mr. Haynie.
My idea of transparency is like I said, put it on a website. To give you a prime example, a few months ago there was an ordinance passed that, according to the rules of the court and the county judge, that no one could comment on until after it was passed. Why have a quorum court meeting, discuss some ordinance, but the audience don't have any input in it until after it's passed? I don't agree with that. I think that it needs to be worked to a point to where the audience has input and are able to say their piece, and then let it go before the court. Give people time, justices time to let it soak in a little bit better, I guess, and take it from there.
Thank you. We'll now move to our second question of the evening regarding county finances. Judge Lincoln, most of those that follow our county government are aware that there is a significant sum of money in the general surplus fund. Obviously, that has come under a great deal of scrutiny. If reelected, how do you plan to use this surplus if you do in fact plan to use it? Will it be spent on projects, saved to accrue interest, or rebated to the taxpayers of White County? And Mr. Haynie, in your response, address how would you propose that this money be handled if you were elected? Judge Lincoln.
According to Amendment 55, Constitution of the State of Arkansas, the justices of the peace are the legislative body of county government. The legislative body is in charge of the finances. The legislative body has to make appropriations of those funds to the specific budgets. There are several budgets in the county government. There's a county road budget that has a stream of revenue that supports it. I can assure you that the county road budget does not have a surplus. The sheriff's department is supported by the law enforcement tax fund, and the sheriff's budget does not have a huge surplus of money. Where we have a surplus of money is in county general, and county general has its own stream of revenue, mainly through the personal property tax, the millages, and some state turnback funds. It is up to the justices of the peace to appropriate those funds to be used by the different elected officials. This year, in this year's budget, we have set aside $1 million for the bypass project, and we have also set aside $2 million for special projects. The quorum court had to approve this. The county judge does not have control of the money. It is the quorum court. Now, once the quorum court appropriates that money, then it can be used in county roads, in law enforcement, or whatever project that the justices deem necessary.
Thank you. Mr. Haynie.
I agree with a lot of what the judge says, but the bottom line is if the money's in county general, it can be reappropriated to the road fund. The people in the county, out in the outer skirts of the county, away from Searcy, they're the ones that's suffering the worst. The closer you get into Searcy, the better the roads are. They need to transfer some of that money to the road budget, and let's get to work on some of the roads. You can't keep taking roads in. Let me give you a quick example. An investor from Little Rock comes in and buys 40 acres of property, subdivides it, puts a little gravel on it, and sells lots. Well, if you take that road into the county road system and it falls through during the rainy season, well, you're investing other people's tax money to fix that road when that money should be used on the roads that we already have. And I mean, White County's biggest issue is roads and bridges. And you know, there's some other minor things, but well, they're not minor, but they need to be addressed and addressed now.
Thank you. 30-second rebuttal.
Well, number one, I believe in progress, and I don't believe we have all the roads that we need in White County. If we haven't grown by 10,000 folks, we've got to have some additional roads. But I would challenge you to go out to Russell Mountain, where we just finished a state aid project. We're going to be doing a state aid project on Blackjack Mountain. We're pouring the decking on a bridge on Romance Road. Romance Road is a state aid project. I don't know why Mr. Haynie doesn't know that there are lots of roads and lots of bridges being done throughout the county, not just in Searcy.
Question number 3, and this discussion actually dovetails nicely into my third question for you, Mr. Haynie, regarding roads and infrastructure, what you've proclaimed as maybe the most significant thing. In your opening remarks, I can't help but notice you mentioned the inequity of the road program, and you stated that White County's infrastructure is at a critical mass, that our roads are crumbling. And I think everyone that follows this race is aware that you've accused Judge Lincoln of handing out road improvements for friends and political supporters. If elected, what would you do differently with regards to White County's infrastructure? And what facts do you assert to support your allegations that the current administration is handing out road improvements for friends and political supporters?
First of all, what I would do was charge you the same as anyone in this audience, the same per foot to take care of their road if they're having to pay for it. It would be equal. It wouldn't be $60 for this person, $120 for this person, $100 or $200 or $2,500 for this person. It would all be equal, open, fair. Everybody knows how they stand. And what was the second part of it there?
I guess, are you alleging that in fact different prices have been charged
Yes.
to different people, and if so, based upon what?
Yes, based on the county's records that have been FOI'd. There's county roads, or not county roads, there's roads that are being chip sealed in White County that aren't county roads. They were chip sealed before the tax vote. It's obvious. I got pictures of it, got dates, but I just don't think everyone in White County is being treated fairly. That's all I want, fair, open, everybody be treated the same. No more, no less.